Hi there! In this video, we'll be continuing with trigonometric functions and we'll be now looking at the graph of cos theta. So let me begin. So y is equal to cos theta. And we're going to draw this for theta being an element between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. And this is our domain. All right, let me draw our y-axis. Okay, this is y. And then this will be theta. In degrees. Okay, so the cos theta graph is very similar to the sine theta graph. It has its maximum at positive 1, 2, and this is 0. And then it has its minimum at negative 1, 2. And then we're also plotting between 0 degrees and 360, meaning that 360 is our maximum in our domain. And the other critical values are 90, 180 degrees, and 270 degrees. So let me indicate those on the graph. So 180 will be somewhere there in the middle. 90 is half of that. And then 270 is also midway between 180 and 360. Okay, time to indicate the critical points. Let me use a different color. So the sine graph starts at the maximum where x is, or theta rather, is at 0, but the y value is at 1. And then at 90 degrees, it comes down to being y being equal to 0. And then at 180 degrees, that's when it reaches its minimum. At y is equal to negative 1. At 270 degrees, it goes back to y being equal to 0. And 360, it goes back to its maximum at 1. So these are your critical points. Let me join them. I'm going to try my best to also draw a smooth curve. There we go. And then it continues down like that, then goes up, and then continues up until it reaches a positive 1. And there you go. This is the graph of y is equal to cos theta. Okay, let us look at its key features. Its key features are very similar to the sine graph. The only difference is that it starts at positive 1, unlike the sine graph, which starts at y is equal to 0. Okay, so for its amplitude, which is the height of the crest, the distance between the equilibrium or the center of the wave, which is at 0, to the maximum point. And for us, that is 1. Let me pick a different color. So the distance between our maximum over there and the midpoint of the wave is 1. So therefore, our amplitude is 1 unit. The range for this graph that I've just drawn, the maximum is 1 and minimum for y value is negative 1. So we'll just write our range is between negative 1 and positive 1. And then the maximum value, as already indicated, is at y is equal to 1, and the minimum is at y is equal to negative 1. And the period, which is the degrees that it requires for us to get a complete cos wave, is 360 for the standard graph. So period is 360. So we'll look at how to determine the period when different parameters have been included in the cos graph. But for now, the basic one, it has a period of 360 degrees. All right, and that is all for the cos graph.